So I used to take Viagra before heading out to the office. However, these days I'm all about the omega-3 supplements. I'd just like to work smarter, not harder. Hello?
Fishy.
Nice. So, I went to the doctor's the other day and I said to the doctor, how's it looking? And he said, not good, but Mercury is in Uranus. And I said, Doc, well, I'm not really into astrology. Can you give me a better thing? And he goes, no, neither am I. I just broke my thermometer.
You go to the doctors quite a lot, don't you?
I do. I've got problems. What did one French guy say to the other French guy? How the fuck should I know? They speak French. I'm going to keep going until I get a fucking reaction. It's the way it's going to be. Beatings will continue until morale improves. I ordered a book on how to scam people. It's been 3 months now and it still hasn't shown up.
Oh, God, that's terrible. Oh, that's fucking awful. I hate you.
Man, that's really
I hate you.
Really good.
You're mocking me now, aren't you? Police have confirmed a man who fell from the 6th floor nightclub was not a bouncer.
Okay, that's a good one.
Thank you. Right, fine. I'll accept that. Anyway, hello everyone, and welcome to the Back to the Black Dog 142. I'm Lee.
I'm Darren.
Jim?
I'm Jim.
That's it.
I'd forgotten who I was.
Jim.
The line is, I'm Jim.
It's Jim.
Who am I?
I don't know.
I'm Elton.
Hurrah. God, if this is the first 2 minutes, it's going to be a long old slog to the end, isn't it? Right. Yes, hello. And yes, this week, welcome back. We've been away for a few weeks, mainly due to holidays and shit and birthdays and stuff. But we're back, and we will be doing the usual thing. We'll be seeing how everyone's 3 weeks, nearly a month has been, and then we will get a bit of feedback on this week's movie, actually, because it's been that long that we've started getting feedback in. And then finally we'll actually review the movie, which is my choice, which is Space Mutiny.
Put your helmet on. We'll be reaching speeds of 3.
Yes, we will. We will be going full pelt into Space Mutiny. Mwahaha! Mwahaha! For no apparent reason whatsoever. Mwahaha! But first, before we do that, let's find out how everyone's intermittent space of time between podcasts was. And we'll start with you as ever, Jim. How's it been, sir? Jim?
Rough, to be honest.
Oh, rough. Rough.
I am here.
You are here? Okay,
Rough.
cool. Rough.
I am. There's some sort of delay going on here.
Okay.
There will now be a short intermission.
Jim,
Yes.
how was your indeterminate space of time between the last podcast and this one?
It's been bad, frankly.
Bad. Okay. How bad? Or do you not wish to talk about it bad?
Well, it's kind of, I might have finished chemo, but quite clearly I've still got a very depressed immune system. So I had to go to the doctors and the dentist for a checkup.
Mhm.
The dentist resulted in 2 days after coming down with a very painful sinus infection. That was bad. Worse, however, was after being at the doctors 2 days after, woke up feeling fluey, and it turned out not to be any flu, but gastric flu. So I am now holder of the land speed record.
Right. Okay. So if the phone's if the line suddenly goes dead and all we can hear is and you sort of running for the hills, we'll just carry on talking. We'll just fill in behind you. Pardon the
Well,
phrase.
thankfully it's all done. I mean, but after a week, it was kind of a case of, right, I actually need to maybe go speak to a doctor. As, this isn't getting any better, and I'm getting a lot worse. So, one of the joys of having a cancer patient, I got an appointment straight away at the local hospital who gave me a shit ton of powerful antibiotics, which actually did the trick.
Nice.
But, not pleasant. Probably the worst thing I've ever had.
Oh God,
including lung cancer.
I was going to say, so compared to the lung cancer, gastric flu, and dentistry and depressed immune systems rates higher.
Do the gastric flu mainly? I mean, imagine you're like a rubber glove full of water and someone wrings you out every 10 minutes.
Well, sounds like
That's
an average.
literally what it feels like. Like someone just picked you up and just twisted your insides.
Oh,
horrible.
I know.
Like a sexy party.
I was going to say it sounds like something some people I used to know would pay for, to be honest. But cool. Okay. So, but it's all on the up now. Yeah, it's all.
Yes, yeah, I've recovered now, but looks like I'll probably be doing a good deal of staying in over the winter until my white blood cell count is competent.
Right. Do you have an idea of when that'll be, or is it
not a clue?
Oh, right. Okay.
But I am back at the doctors to get kind of flu jabs and some vaccinations against things like pneumonia and bronchitis. So,
and probably a COVID booster as well.
Probably if the government could be asked to roll one out, but I'm not holding my breath.
Well, you will be if you get COVID.
Well, exactly.
Oh God. Okay. So that's been your 3 weeks basically.
Yeah, it's been not a great month, I'll be honest.
Oh God. Okay.
Because obviously being ill, suddenly I'd lost a lot of time. Then I spent the last once I got better, I had to rush around catching up. So.
Oh Christ.
Yeah.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay. Right. Well. Moving on.
If I go quiet, it's been me falling asleep tonight, not Darren. Listen for the sound of the head on the keyboard.
Yeah,
Thanks, Jim. Cheers.
Yeah. He's just going to cover for you, Dow. He's just going to be like,
Yep. It's his turn. I passed the sleeping hat on to you, Jim Boone. Yes, you should carry on the legend. But I'm retiring my legend, my status.
The Black Dog Legend of Sleepy Moon.
Yes.
sounds like a BBC Two children's TV show. The Legend of Sleepy Moon. Right, okay. Well, in which case, laughing sadly at your impending narcolepsy, we'll move on to Elton then, I guess. Elton, what about you, sir?
Hello?
Fuck off. Oh, I'm sorry. Elton's gone quiet. I've accidentally muted him again. No. Go on.
I'm racking my brain as to what really has happened. I've done The Bear. There we go. I've done the TV show The Bear.
Right. You haven't just been down Old Compton Street.
No, I didn't do a bear.
Yeah.
Was this a sequel to BJ and the Bear?
I've got a big
Not
cuddle
some-
off a bear.
Not some hairy bloke for a bar near Charing Cross. No? Okay.
I was going to say there'll be a few people disappointed that story didn't go further. I'll be honest. So you've done The Bear, madam.
Yes, and wow, what a roller coaster that is. There's 2 seasons of it. It's bloody good. It's so good. But there are episodes where I had to take it in chunks because it's too much to watch in one go.
Right.
Just too. There are a couple of TV shows on the TV at the moment. I forget the names of them, but where they're having like arguments all the time, and it is the unscripted argument where you have just people just talking over the top of each other like normal life. But it just gets to a certain point where you're like, do you know what? I would have walked out of this room by now, and I feel like I need to walk out of this room. And there are
That's me every time I see 5 minutes of Loose Women.
You mean you don't want to know about menopause every 5 minutes, Jim?
I do the pause every 5 minutes when that comes on.
Oh, dear.
Go on. Go on, Alan. Keep
I don't know
going.
where to go now.
You keep going, man. Just play through it. Play through
Okay.
the pain.
There are a couple of episodes where they do this single shot thing. And I don't know what it is, but I think I've been keyed in on the single shot. After about 5 minutes, you're like, hang on a minute. They haven't changed camera angle. They're doing the whole episode, aren't they?
Yep.
And they do it so well in this. There's 2 episodes. I think episode 7 in season 1 and episode 10, I think, in season 2. But episode 10, they do it for most part and then cut to the normal cutting backwards and forwards. It's a very, very clever show. Has anyone seen this at all?
I've seen the first couple of episodes and it stressed me out. I'll be perfectly honest.
The arguments, the shouting, and everything like that.
Yeah, and I do want to go back to it, but I it's one of those things I think I just need to. It's a bit like a hot bath. You need to kind of know what you're getting into, and then just go, okay, I know now. I can do it.
Weirdly, I think I had the same sort of experience. I think I did the first 2 episodes and was like, no, I need to back off from this. I need a run up. It requires a run up and a knowledge of what's actually going to be happening. Yeah. And I backed off. I then went back to it and got the gist of it. And okay, this is what you're going to be doing. You're going to be doing the shouting and stressing and everything like that. And once you know that, you can take a brief pause from it. You can watch an episode. There's a Christmas episode, and I won't give anything away. But I had to stop that. I had to do that hour-long episode in maybe 3 or 4 chunks because I couldn't do the whole thing. It was just too much. And I couldn't sit. If this was a weekly episode thing, I don't think people could actually stomach it. Because it's on streaming and on Disney, you can dip in and out whenever you want. You can do an episode, you can do 3 episodes, or you can do half an episode. It works like that. If this was Tuesday night, 9:00 every week, I don't think it would catch on as well.
Yeah.
Sorry, what was the name of the show again?
The Bear.
Bear.
It's on Disney Plus.
No, I haven't watched that yet. No,
and
I keep hearing stuff about it, which is why it sounded familiar there for me.
Yeah.
It's I have inside sources that say it is one of the highest viewed things on Disney recently.
Well, that ain't hard, considering everything else that's on Disney.
No, they were pretty good for a little bit, weren't they?
Yeah.
They were starting to become the go-to thing. I was starting to go to them more than Netflix or Amazon or anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm being a bit unfair. I'll get round to my reasoning in a minute. But yeah, I mean, yeah, they were doing well, and especially when they bought Fox, and then suddenly they brought on all of their stuff, the FX stuff, and What We Do in the Shadows and all that kind of stuff. The Bear is kind of it's about a guy who takes over his brother's failing sandwich shop, which is a family. Is it a sandwich shop or just a
marmalade
restaurant?
Sandwiches?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's about a bear from Peru that takes over a small holding in New York. Anyway,
and a bear called Yogi comes along as well.
Yeah, we're looking for those picnic baskets. Anyway,
and then Gentle Ben rocks up.
and then Mr. Chocolates from Grizzly Man. And it all kicks off. Anyway, lots of bears.
Yes. Flipper the Dolphin turned up for one episode. He's like, fuck off.
Yeah.
No fish.
Fucking crossover episodes.
I know it's not a fish. I know it's a fucking mammal. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, you can already hear, Dear Black Dog Podcast, I would just like to write in and point out that the dolphin is not a fish. It is, in fact, a mammal. Signed, Boring of Boringsville. Anyway, sorry, carry on.
I think that was around about all that I've really watched or done. It's just like the mundane, normal stuff I've been doing anyway. So, yeah.
Okay. So what we're coming to the conclusion is that over the course of the last 3 weeks, fuck all's happened.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
none of us go to the pub anymore, do we? None
No,
of us
this is very true.
meet up or do
who can
anything.
afford
or-
that? Who can really afford that these days?
What, going to the
Honestly.
pub?
I
Go
can't
to the
afford to
fucking
go
pub.
outside my house.
Yeah.
Get charged every time I open my door. It's like, oh no, there's a bill for that.
Yeah.
Yep.
You must
Yeah.
pay. to-
Sunak's Britain.
Yeah.
Mister, I take a helicopter fucking everywhere. Even up his own stairs, the cunt.
Man, that's the most elaborate Stenner stair lift I've ever seen.
Yeah, well, have you seen him though? Have you seen him? He's so small. He can't go out at night just in case he's carried off by an owl. I mean, you know. Yeah, but anyway, sorry. Carry on, Elton. It's all good.
Yeah, there's like this little Tom and Jerry doorway in the skirting board that he lives in.
You know when in Tom and Jerry when they used to have the little kids walking along the little kid mouse and the little kid cat that used to walk
Yeah.
along, and as they walked along, their feet used to go really quickly, and they used to have someone with a xylophone going. That's what I think every time I see Richie Sunak walking along. There should be someone with a xylophone walking right behind him, just doing a rapid sort of high C.
So are you saying that Rishi Sunak is the horse that Droopy used to ride on?
Yes, that's it.
Pretty much.
I'm so happy.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm the hero.
Anyway, I haven't had a pull of Droopy out for ages. Oh, pardon you, madam.
Hey.
Phrasing.
I didn't know you could do that.
What, Droopy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What would you like me to say?
Man, I'll tell you what, for Boomerang, I used to get pulled into the voiceover booth just for like
So
5
glad
second
you
clips.
said pulled in. I really
Yeah.
Get pulled in to a booth. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
No.
Yeah. Boomerang adverts.
Not like the
on-
booze in Soho where you get pulled off.
Yeah.
No, Yogi, no.
Hey, boo boo, I've got to get your sandwich meat.
What?
Don't worry.
Could you say stop the boats?
Start the roads, Yogi? How are we doing that?
Yeah. Oh, God. The only problem is when you have to do like either Boo Boo or Droopy, you have to stick to. I find the only way I can do it is by sticking 2 little fingers in the corners of my mouth and pulling them down in a frown.
So you have to start a real voice.
You see, this is where else have
Unfortunately-
jails, mate. This is where else have jails.
Yes, I can do Droopy without the fingers.
If you pardon the expression. Phrasing.
Unfortunately, the soundproof is covered in drool.
Because it's all running up my fucking arm. Anyway.
Can you say bucket when you do that?
Bucket.
Yes, I can.
Oh, okay.
Don't.
You
Hey,
can do that.
fucking professional, mate. Voice of Droopy in Boomerang adverts circa 2006 to 2008.
Nice.
I was the cheap option for the 5 second voice clips they couldn't find on Avid. Anyway. I was also a Lego battle droid as well for a Lego cross promotion with Star Wars. Ranzer. That's all I can do.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So like I say, it was always just like as I'm sitting there down to eat lunch, someone would come past and go, well, "I need a voice." He's like, "Okay." Just go off to the sound booth halfway across town, then go, "Ranzer. Oh no." and then just go home again. It's like fucking wasting my day. Anyway, sorry. Those were better days back then. I was a lot calmer. No, I wasn't. Anyway, sorry. I'm just going to drink my tea. Darren, how was your week? Fortnight, month, year,
Indiscriminate
length of time.
length of time. Yeah.
Mm.
I'm sure I did some stuff, but I forgot most of it. So obviously it was that memorable.
If you would like to give £5 to the Alzheimer's Foundation, do write in. Yeah, go on. Age is a terrible thing. It plays with the memory, Grando.
If it does, yes. No, I mainly watched stuff.
Go on, him.
Shall we say?
Okay.
The first one was Babylon 5: The Road Home.
Oh, that's on my list. Would you like to talk about that now? Yes.
Shall I?
Yes. Let's talk about that, shall we?
Let's talk about that. I don't know what the point of it was.
I do.
I can't see the point of. I'm sorry. We've had the story of Babylon 5. We've seen it from start to finish.
Yep.
And it's like, if this had been done during the series, I would have been fine. But one, it's animation.
With
B5, and I'm just. Yes, there's been comic books, but my go-to thing with B5 is always mostly live action.
Mm-hmm.
And the animated thing just... Because you see, what happens with the animated thing is, apparently machinery suddenly gets sassy, right?
No, not just the machinery, Dal. Not just the machinery. Every second fucking line has been run through the Joss Whedon-ometer.
Oh, yeah. But it's the thing I noticed mainly was like computers and that answering back.
Mm-hmm.
Even certain weaponry, right, which is apparently artificially intelligent, suddenly has a bit of a
strop.
Suddenly they've done the George Lucas, right? Every robot needs to have a funny voice or a bit of an attitude issue.
Yeah.
Is there a cameo from Talkie Toaster?
Yeah.
Do you know what? I was pretty much waiting for one to arrive. I will not lie to you. I was literally waiting for sort of like a Holly or Talkie Toaster. Or what was the other one? There was another one which was sarcastic, like a sarcastic. It doesn't matter. I can't remember it now.
Yeah.
But oh man.
Yeah. Now, I know you've probably got a bit of a cynical take on what the point of this was, right? But looking at it from a straight off story,
cynical.
Yeah. But looking at it from a straight off story point of view, I don't see the point of this. I really don't see the point of this at all.
No,
you're not learning anything new. Yeah, it's a multiverse thing, and it's like at the moment the multiverse thing is being done to death. It's literally being.
It's the problem with most multiverse things. If you've got a multiverse and it's like Star Trek's Yesterday's Enterprise. You can blow up the Enterprise, you can kill half the audience, half the crew, and it won't matter a fucking jot because at the end we're going to hit a big red button and everything goes back to normal and nobody remembers diddly shit and no one will ever reference it again. Which is fine in a 45-minute episode of an episodic show which is hundreds of episodes long. But if this mighty comeback for fucking Babylon 5 is a cheaply animated in Canada/India CG cel-shaded pile of old toss, which just does multiverse going, ooh, what if I had a cup of tea in the morning instead of a coffee? Ooh, over and over again, creating no point to any of it other than, do you remember that flashback that was in that one episode? Well, this was what was going on all around the station at that point. It's like, no, I don't give two farts. It was
something else as well, right? There's something very similar to this in B5. It's already been done. It was an episode. They covered it in an episode, which was a fantastic episode, and there is for me personally, there's absolutely no point in doing this for B5.
No.
It matters not a jolt. It's as you stick it on the shelf with Third Space. There we go. Stick it on the shelf over there. River of Souls. Stick it over there. Right.
Yeah.
Do it with that.
For those of you who are interested, who haven't seen it yet, basically John Sheridan gets bumped throughout history and time and alternate realities to basically go, what was the logical endpoint of X, Y, or Z thing if something didn't happen? And it's just basically an extended issue of what if. And it's just... there's a lot of things I like about Straczynski's writing, his world building, his character work, always on par. The problem is, one thing he's not ever been good at, as far as I'm concerned, even in the live action Babylon 5, is comedy. Comedy in little fits and starts is one thing. Someone's fallen asleep and we've swapped over their breakfasts or whatever, and then go, right, okay, time to go. You've eaten your dinner. Come on, let's all go. And just making the person who fell asleep go, oh, it's a nice little character beat. It's done. But if every single person now talks with the same voice and every single person talks with the same quippy line, quip, 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 Earth's about to be blown up in this reality. Okay, well, at least we get a decent view from here. Let's have a wine, shall we? It's like, no, just fuck off. It's not funny. It's not even interesting. It's just bollocks. I really hated that film. I sat there for an hour just grinding my teeth going, stop fucking joking about things. Stop fucking joking. And then when you get the whole, it's all interconnected. It's the interconnected Babylon 5 universe. Yet somehow nobody knows who the fuck John Sheridan is in some of these universes because isn't that interesting to have a gag that says, who was that guy? I don't know. Really? So everything changed. Nobody knows who he was or what he did. Oh, no. It's just so we can have this gag. Just absolute. It was pitiful, is what it was. Absolutely fucking pitiful.
Man, if you like it, you like it. But
if you like it, you like it. But do you. Don't let me influence you. I mean, fuck me. Yeah, but it's just lowest common denominator and just thin gruel after waiting 30 fucking years for the thing to come back. It's just like, no.
In fact, I think I had the same reaction to this as to when I first saw Phantom Menace, which was, what was that?
What's the point?
It's the whole thing about. I know this is animation, and I know these are only voices, but I remember that whole thing of I'll never get another actor to play this role again once they died.
Oh yeah.
There wasn't any mention of in live action or anything like that, and it's just a little.
Yeah, I mean,
just leave it as it is. Do the new stuff now. Let's do something new. Let's have the new Babylon 5.
Well, if you're going to do the new Babylon 5, what's the point of that? I mean, okay, refresh it, turn it into a new story for a new generation. Okay, I get it. But don't do this. Don't do this half-assed kind of dribble it out the end of your cock because you got prostate cancer kind of affair. It's just kind of like it was the episode equivalent of a deflating balloon sound. You just sat there going,
It's Grey 17, isn't it?
Yeah, it was. It was Rebo and Sooty because they're the funniest people in the world, and then you get a whole comedy episode which is not funny at all. And I just, I just sat there looking at it, thinking, so this is your big moment. This is your comeback, is it? This is going to get people on board, or is it just people will take fucking anything? They're going to buy it to give us the props and thumbs up, bring back Babylon 5. Well, if you're going to do that, do it with something better, because cheap-ass fucking animation by almost the same team that did fucking Star Wars Resistance and Stormhawks and fucking Slug Terror and all that kind of cheap-ass kids bollocks.
Yeah.
With a script that just says, do you remember that thing? Do you remember that? Do you remember that? Well, what if it didn't happen? Ooh. It's like, no.
Well, what if this happened instead?
Yeah. Oh.
Yes.
It's like, but it didn't. And even if it did, it doesn't matter because our hero, unsurprisingly, shock horror, because we know where the hero's going to end up, we find out, the hero's going to get back and everything won't matter anyway. It's literally built into the fucking story from the start. You've watched 5 years of this fucking thing. You know where everyone starts, everyone ends, and the story in the middle. Every single bit of it. and
Yeah.
you create a drama with no drama, a story with no stakes, and then you go, you really have to care this is going to happen. It's like, no, I don't. This is nothing. It's
Yeah.
multiverse. I know, multiverse. Woo! It's like, no. Oh, Captain Picard's got hair now, and he shot the Klingon ambassador. Oh, this is going to make all sorts of problems now because he's a murderer. No, he's not. We pressed the red button. It all went back to normal. Nothing changed. Right. Well, what was the point of that last 45 fucking minutes then?
Everything's turned into an episode of The Simpsons, isn't it?
It has. It has literally turned into that whole thing of just, we'll do this until it stops being funny, and then we'll change our mind. And if you got a story which has a beginning, middle, end, and stakes, you can't stick this kind of frivolous old bollocks in and expect us to care.
No, especially when you think of some of the fantastic moments that show
Well, yeah,
had in it. I mean, even from somebody staring at the destruction of a planet through a window and seeing that destruction as the reflection on the pane of glass as they're standing there in horror thinking, what have I done?
Yeah, but that's the problem, isn't it? In that film, in that show, in that episode, you feel the weight of a character going through emotions.
Damn
If it
fucking
was
right.
written like this episode was, this film show thing was written, that character would have stood there looking at the things raining down on the planet, thinking,
sense of like smashing.
and said, looks like the weather is not all that good today, or something like that. It would have been,
Yeah.
It would have been like hot rocks coming in. It's just like, what? Why the quips? Why
I
was
bet
there?
they felt the earth move.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. I haven't had space pop rocks like this in years. Or was it?
Right.
Best seats
Okay.
in the house. Fuck off.
So that was that, right? Now,
Yeah.
moving on to the next thing that I did done watch.
Mm-hmm.
I did done watch The Flash.
Okay.
The Flash. I watched The Flash.
It saved every
no.
one of us.
Not that one.
Oh.
Not that one. No. I've got to say, while I didn't think it was as bad as it could have been, it definitely wasn't. It definitely wasn't the best. Especially the last 10 seconds of the film, which felt like a big fuck you to everybody who's watched it.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, a total there is an appearance,
Mm-hmm.
a totally unnecessary appearance
Mm-hmm.
by a certain character that I just felt like, it was almost as if DC told everybody, okay, look, right, okay, here comes a special moment. We've got a special treat for you. Open your mouth and shut your eyes. And then what it did was it shat in every single one of those mouths. Every single fucking one of those mouths for that last 10 seconds.
That last 10 seconds, right?
Yeah, the last 10 seconds. Just that at least, right? Okay.
Okay.
I'm not going to, without going into too much specifics, yeah, that last 10 seconds, the journey you kind of go. Now, I'm ignoring the bad CG, right, in places, okay?
You mean
And
the
somebody-
fucking awful CG?
The fucking awful CG. Yes, I'm ignoring that. I've got to say now, all right, it's well known that a certain individual is in this film who plays quite a role, and that's Michael Keaton, right? Now, when I've got to say, when you first meet Bruce Wayne in this, the Michael Keaton version, I defy anybody to look at him and not think he drinks his own urine, doesn't he? Right? You think about it now, right? Think about it now. You think, yeah, I can see that. Yep. I can see what you mean.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mhm.
Indeed.
Yeah.
So, I actually quite enjoyed seeing Michael Keaton in it again, right? He wasn't the worst thing about this film by any means at all. But, oh man, it's all a mess, really. While it wasn't as sort of like, it didn't induce my anger as much as Dawn of Justice, right? Because that was just a loss. Again, you have to sit there and think, you released this, why didn't you release Batgirl? Well, you might as well have done.
Tax breaks, my friend. Tax breaks.
Tax breaks. I'm sure it is. And we will never see Batgirl until somebody goes, we really need some money. What can we say to the public to get around this?
Mm-hmm.
Let's make a big heroic story about it to say that this we got the this is why we brought Batgirl out finally. Mm-hmm. Or it'll be released on YouTube. Somebody will just release it as a fucking, they'll get it on Pirate Bay or whatever it is the fuck it is that people use these days for that. It'll be out there somewhere.
What was that, Grandad? They'll be using that then their internets.
Yeah, exactly. That thing.
Mm-hmm.
Thing. So so it was okay in places, but it just wasn't. It wasn't the second coming.
Well, it was never going to be, was it? I mean,
no, I got told it was, and I'm like, oh really? This is by somebody I know who told me that this was going to be the best thing ever. And then it came out. He watched it, I watched it, and we both had the same gripes about it. And it's like,
so hang on. So the person who recommended it to you hadn't actually watched it until you watched it, and then watched it together, or you watched it and they watched it, and you both agreed it was shit.
It gets to a point where you think to yourself, you could stand there, tell them about Phantom Menace, about trailers looking really, really good, and everybody getting sold on it. Phantom Menace being the prime example. But after a while, you just have to go, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Even though in the mind you're going, you're wrong, you're fucking wrong. This is going to be terrible.
Yeah. I mean, I mean, The Flash didn't interest me even before it turned out Ezra Miller was a complete nonce. But I don't know. I did protest that I'm being portrayed as a cynic by you, but I have to say I am feeling very cynical about a lot of shit I've been watching recently.
Oh no, I think you're quite right too. There's a lot of stuff that is out there at the moment that is just following very much a cookie cutter format for this now.
Yeah, and I have no interest in seeing it, so I just watched a couple of bits, and I thought, the bits that are on YouTube that are the spoilery bits. Let's put it that way. I mean, nothing's going to come out of this film which is going to genuinely shock me, and the only thing that did genuinely shock me was the quality of the visual effects, and some very weird decisions in some of the action scenes. And
I've got to say, yeah. Thinking about that, I didn't know there was a PS2 game for Superman out there, because I do believe we saw a clip of that. In there. I'm pretty sure. it was a PS2, or it was like Unreal Tournament. I think this character must have been in, because I mean, the fact that they own the film and they could have just taken a snippet out of the movie, that's got nothing to do. I'll tell you what we'll do is, instead of doing that, what we'll do is we'll spend an extra couple of 100,000 fucking billion grand, whatever, on recreating it in CG. How about that? How does that grab you? Oh, fuck me, that's a good idea. Would you like another toke on this? Yes, thank you. I would.
Well, no, it's like we'll pay a production money hundreds of £1 million and pay the CGI people tuppence.
Yes.
Oh, yes, yeah. They'll get a bowl of rice and like it.
I was going to say, it was definitely a case of you get what you pay for in that one. And the visual effects teams, as I understand it, were paid a flat fee. And then when the film sort of carried on into development for like 7 odd fucking years, or whatever stupid amount of time it was, they finally just were paying, it's like, yeah, but we paid you for a flat fee for having the effects done. And it's like, yeah, but we've been working on this for fucking nearly a decade. Yeah. At what point are we losing money here? Well, probably right away, but so yeah, they got what they got, I think.
Indeed.
And they got what they paid for anyway.
Well, look, anyway, moving swiftly on from that, very, very briefly, with a fucking adjustment in quality that could almost give you whiplash.
Go on, him.
Now, when I first watched this, I only watched a couple of episodes, and for some reason, I didn't go back to it.
Right.
But I actually seriously sat down because there had been adverts for another season coming out. I sat down and I watched Invincible.
Oh, yeah.
And I watched it properly. And my word, I fucking drank that series like it was fucking water. I love it. Fuck, yes. Now, that's how you do a superhero show.
Yeah. It's a bit like Andor. It was one of those things which kind of required you to stick with it and then paid off in spades at the end.
Indeed.
Which may actually be a phrase that comes back to bite me in a second. But yeah, go on.
Probably. But I've watched that. I've watched the sort of like the siege into the next season, which is Atom Eve, her story. I've watched that one as well.
Yep.
And yeah, I'm really kind of jazzed for season 2 of this thing to come out there and sit and watch it. I think all the cast involved in this have been absolutely brilliant.
Yeah,
I really love the show. I love the style of animation in it as well. Yeah, it's great.
I can recommend the comics as well.
Yeah.
Oh right, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll have to cop hold of those.
The show is very faithful to the comics. It jigs things up a bit for to make it work for TV.
Yeah,
but it's very much the same art style, the same character, same storylines. Some of my favourite bits from the comic are up there on the screen. Meeting when the Guardian comes to Earth.
Yeah. Nice.
Right. Okay. I'll be looking out for that.
Yeah.
I must admit, I still love the very first episode of that. And again, mentioning the whiplash, which is very appropriate for J.K. Simmons. The whiplash effect you get when you go through the credits and then they play the next part of the episode. And it's just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But
Definitely.
It's brilliant. It's just such a fucking, it's just such a flip on what you've seen. You get led into this fucking false sense of security that you are just watching another sort of like superhero animation, and then have it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Slap.
Surprise.
Exactly.
Yeah. Definitely.
So yeah, really, really, really enjoyed that.
Nice.
Great. So there we go. That's me. I'm done.
Excellent. Right. Okay. Well, looking at the time, I'll speed through this because I had a few. Babylon 5: The Road Home, which I think we've spoken about now.
Yeah.
And I really did not like that at all. Then we've got Barbie. I went to see that. Has anyone else seen this?
I have.
No.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, let's put it this way. I'm not the target audience, or maybe I am actually. Maybe I am the target audience. But the fact of the matter was, it was good. I don't think there's any reason to be churlish and go, oh, yeah, I don't like it. But I think the problem I had was that, funnily enough, that the people who really do need to see this film are probably the ones who are never going to see this film.
Yeah.
Which is a bit of a shame.
Including a certain American politician who paid money to go and see it. And,
yeah, well,
yeah.
You can fuck right off. But anyway, so yeah, it was good. I have no real comment to say on it because I think everyone's talked it into the ground outside of this podcast. I think the only vibe I got was that it could have possibly pushed even harder the way it's messaging, and that's subjective. It was okay. It's not a film I would personally return to again, but I'm glad it exists, and I'm glad it's grabbed the audience it has, and I'm glad it's doing that. But
so you're not going to go and see the IMAX version then? No.
No, but I did. I did go along. I did go along with my daughters. Checked it all out. It was. I was within the crowd, shall we say, but, who were seriously digging it. But it's one of those films. It's a film that you're either going to grab onto because you see yourself in it, or you're going to just go, yeah, that was good. It was entertaining. It was fun. It was, it had something interesting to say, which, let's be honest, not a lot of films do nowadays. And it was good. I like I say, I haven't really got much I can add to the conversation about it, to be honest, and it's not really my place to say on that one. But everything you've heard is true, is basically the way I put it. Unless someone's saying, "Oh, you can't say it's too woke," in which case you can fuck right off.
Is that word?
Yeah, I know.
No,
Yeah.
Stop saying that. Stop it.
I'm not saying it again. It was only once.
No, it's fine. It's not you.
I feel like having Indigo Montoya going, that word, it does not mean what I think you think it means. Yeah. But anyway, so there was that.
I want that on. I want that. I've got to get a button with that on it.
Yeah, you keep saying that word. It does not mean what I think you think it means. So there was that. Then, oh god, my brain's gone now. What was the other thing I saw? Oh, for fuck's sake. I had it all written down just a second ago.
Oppenheimer?
No, I didn't.
Did you Barbenheimer?
I didn't do the Barbenheimer thing. I had a couple of comments put me off, simply because the conversation about sound mixing came up again, and it was just like, okay. So yeah, it's like, I don't want to be paying 15 quid, 20 quid to go and sit in a big cinema to watch basically a courtroom drama where I can barely hear the fucking, the voices. Whether that's true or not, I don't know, but my patience with Christopher Nolan's sound mixing and his constant justifications as to why it sounds like it does for whatever reason. Oh, I didn't want to re-record it. I was in the sound of the IMAX was over the top or something like that. Whatever, mate. Everyone else has managed it. You can manage it. Put your fucking pretensions away and just fuck off. So I'm going to wait until that comes out on digital and I'll watch it with the subtitles, pretty much like I did with Tenet. But no, the other thing was, so you get these moments when you're a parent where you turn around and you try and be down with the kids. And so, I let my children, decide what films we were going to watch at the cinema while we were on holiday. So the first one, Barbie, as we've already said. The second one, now, unfortunately, my kids are kind of pretty meme-driven. And, well, to cut a long story short, the words Jason Statham on a jet ski, upside down, with a spear, skewering a megalodon while jumping over the head of another megalodon was apparently too tempting for them to resist.
Hold on, you've already talked about Barbie. What?
Yeah.
I thought you weren't going to mention this. You've spoiled it now. I mean, that's it. Oh
God, yeah.
People are supposed to go to be blindsided by that, mate.
Mate, it's on the fucking poster.
This Barbie's going to smack your fucking teeth in.
Fucking megalodon. So I went to see the Meg 2. The words mistake don't really convey the way I was feeling by about 15 minutes in. It's fucking mental. It's genuinely probably the best way of putting it. It has a really weird tone that 1 minute thinks it wants to be a monster movie, crazy go nutso. And then 5 minutes later it wants to be a tourist board PR stunt thing for the Chinese government, and it flip-flops backwards and forwards where you can go, and that's where the Chinese censors came in, and that's when they left the room, and that's where we had the American money come in, and that's when it left the room. And the problem is the whole thing is tonally all over the place. The action is just stupid nuts. It's clearly there to design, it's there to just take the piss. And then I find that the guy who directed In the Earth that we watched the other week and Kill List and Ben Wheatley, he was the director. And I'm thinking, hold on, you've gone from art house horror, and all that, to giant shark that understands whistles. What the fuck? I cannot tell you how many crazy things are in this movie without spoiling it. But the one that I can tell you is there is a scene quite early on in the film where the Stave and various other people have to make a run for a mining facility, which is 8 miles underwater, right? Bear that in mind. You are
8 miles underwater?
Yes, 8 miles underwater. If you're going to question everything I say at this point, we are going to be here for a very long time on this review. So, they're 8 miles underwater.
Was Eminem there?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he had to lose himself. But
Nice.
thank you.
Do you ever think one day you might find yourself in a scuba tank and a submarine?
Yeah, he had to lose himself in the moment. You own it. Anyway, so
Never let it
go. So they find themselves in this abandoned underwater mining facility at the bottom of this massive trench, which in itself is covered by this freezing layer of water, which is why the megalodons can't get out. So they're all sort of trapped in this by this frozen layer of water above them. And then suddenly corporate espionage becomes a thing, and Stafe and co find themselves deliberately trapped in this mine. And then he realizes the only way they can get out. Now, bearing in mind, they are 8 miles underwater. They do not have swimsuits or swim costumes or any kind of protective gear whatsoever. The Stafe works out that he can get to the escape pod in this thing by swimming underwater. If I go outside, I can climb back in the other end. Which is, you might remember from The Abyss. Unfortunately, in The Abyss, they were about a quarter of a mile underwater or something, and have been acclimatized to the water. What Jason Statham then does is go under the water. He gets told, this is going to kill you because you are not acclimatized to 8 miles of pressure landing on your head. To which his answer, and I am really not joking, he says he's immune to the pressure. Right?
Okay.
Because, get this, because he has a deviated septum.
Right.
Because
Did we just have like a little submarine implode from that shit?
Yes, we did. A deviated septum.
I'm fucking looking this up right now.
Yeah.
Isn't that what you get from too much coke?
Pretty much.
Which sounds like
Daniela
the
Westbrook
reasoning
has
in
got
the
one of
script
them
as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Daniela Westbrook wasn't available to save the Staith at the time, but I'm sure if she was there, she would have done the job. But yeah, no. And so he literally swims outside in 8 mile. We worked it out. It was something like 25,000 pounds of pressure per square inch would have been pressing on his body. And he swims outside.
Right on my head.
Yeah, holds his breath.
All right, I think I'm going to have to go to the hospital now.
I think I might be in trouble here. as he goes underwater and then just suddenly goes, pop. Yeah, there's a, and then just the shoe floats to the fucking surface. But no, yeah, so he manages to swim outside and swim back in the other end of this base under 2,500 pounds per square inch pressure because he's protected by a deviated septum.
Right, hold on. Right, now I have just looked this up. Right, okay, I'll put in, can having a deviated septum help you with underwater pressure?
Yeah, go on.
Right? And this is what I got back. So the question is, can you go underwater with a deviated septum? Right?
Yeah.
I think this is about to kill it. While the displacement of the nasal septum is not contradiction to diving, it can inhibit proper airflow to the eustachian tubes. Individuals with a deviated septum may try using decongestants or, in more severe cases, having a surgical correction. So you can't even fucking go in the paddling pool with a deviated septum without
he didn't
suffocating.
I mean, in fairness, he didn't even have like a Vicks vapor rub or anything he could stick up his nose.
Packet of tunes or anything
Packet
like
of tunes, no, none of that.
that. Fisherman's friend.
No. Yeah. So by the time we get to the very end, when there's like literally a kraken attacking a massive kraken attacking a seaport, dinosaurs on land that have all been released from the trench.
What?
Oh God, yeah.
Jesus fucking
Yeah,
Christ.
it goes from we have one megalodon we've raised in captivity that we've trained. Suddenly, it becomes the mining base has broken the water seal, and everything that's underneath in this trench has now come up because it can go through the warm water funnel that's been created. It goes up through the warm water funnel, and it's everything from literally a kraken that would make Godzilla go, might give that a minute, to fucking land walking dinosaurs that have been underwater for roughly 65 million years. And
Presumably just holding their breath.
and not evolving flippers. They've just got feet. They've got little
They
feet.
just get up there and they go, oh, thank fuck for that. I tell you,
Yep.
5 more minutes and that would have been me.
Yep.
But how did you survive underwater? Well, tunes help me breathe more easily.
I've got a deviated septum. So
I think I've got that spell now.
yeah. So he literally he unleashes these gargantuan krakens, land walking dinosaurs, fucking an entire fleet of megalodons, and then you get such lines as, "Hand me the pointy stick. I'm gonna go hunting megalodon," and it genuinely is so utterly ludicrous that what I did at one point, because the girls were loving it. Cara, Katie and Meg, her girlfriend, and Lee, they were all into it. I'm just like, you know what? I'm going to go get some popcorn and some drinks. Does anybody want anything? And they all went, oh, yeah. They gave me a list. I stood in the queue waiting because there was another screening or something going on. So I stood in the queue for the ice creams and whatnot for 20 minutes. I came back and I'd missed absolutely nothing. I picked up the story instantly, and all I missed apparently was them escaping, the kraken escaping through the water fountain, whatever the fuck it was. Next thing you know, we're back to square one. Oh yeah, here's a kraken. Here's some evil corporate overlords.
Hold on. A kraken escaped through a water fountain. Please tell me not through the tiny opening.
No, not one of those drinky tiny things that you. Yeah, that's right. In the
Now that I'd pay to see.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, sitting there.
Yeah.
The kid.
It's all right, darling. I just need a quick sip of water.
Yeah. Suddenly, a 200-foot high tentacle comes flying out and just starts attacking. The best bit about the kraken is it attacks this one pontoon, this wooden pontoon with about a dozen people on it, and it spends the whole fucking film just doing that. It doesn't go anywhere. It just sits there. With these tentacles kind of waving about until the heroes have time to come and deal with it. But then on top of that, we got corporate espionage, which takes up good 70% of a film, which is about killer sharks. And then you have a lady who says, "Oh, there's dinosaurs on the land. You, helicopter pilot, get out of the helicopter and go see what's going on." And then is shocked when the helicopter pilot does not return. And then is even more shocked to learn that the helicopter itself doesn't have any fuel in it. So precisely what was she going to do? There was a point where the actual special effects actively vanish because they couldn't finish it. A lady gets attacked inside a helicopter, not necessarily the same one, no spoilers, but this dinosaur climbs up into the helicopter. She turns around and goes, there's nothing there. There is literally nothing in front of her. Nothing at all. And then you get a shot through the window and she's just flailing about as if someone's saying, yeah, we'll put the monster in post. And she just looks like she looks like one of those things, when you get a spider on you, it's like, oh, fuck. She's just kind of flailing about in the back of a helicopter. And you're thinking, shouldn't there be an 8-foot long dinosaur in there with her? Oh, they obviously just forgot that. Money ran out. It's absolute fucking bollocks. But when it comes out on digital playthrough streaming, we are going to watch it because you guys have to fucking see this to believe it. You will not believe that someone actually spent money on this, and even worse, that I spent close on 50 notes going to fucking see it in a cinema. With my...
I'm down for that.
It's
Do I have to have seen the first one?
No. No, you do not. The writing is such that you will pick up all the events of the last one in about 16 and a half seconds, which is usually about as long as it takes to look at the credits. And
I
basically,
did go and see
Jason's
the first one.
yeah. Well, Jason Statham just turns around and he just goes, "Why have we still got a megalodon?" And then you just go, "Right, okay, I know where I am. I know exactly what's going on here." And then some famous Asian actor whose name I cannot neither remember nor pronounce turns around and goes, "I am teaching her. Look, I've taught her." And he jumps in the pool and goes, "Cling, bing, bing," and he's using a little pingy thing to teach a megalodon. And then wouldn't you know it, he goes to press the pingy button, and then the pingy thing doesn't work. Wouldn't you know it? Apparently, it's not waterproof. Wouldn't that be the first thing you checked? I mean, just does my pingy thing work underwater? I've been training my megalodon. Best find out while I'm in the water with a megalodon. It's hilariously fucking awful. So there you go. Right, I'm going to wrap it up there because we've kind of gone on a bit. And I was going to do the feedback for this episode, which has come in from Elizabeth, aka B Cycling, over on that there Mastodon. But what I will do is I will read that out at the end of our review because she's covering a few points, and I think we need to come at this fresh. What am I talking about? Well, I'm talking about the cinematic genius that is Space Mutiny.
Put your helmet on. We'll be reaching speeds of 3.
Roll the jingle, whatever jingle we managed to cull together now that Apple won't let us play things. Roll it, whatever it is. Maybe a kazoo. I don't know. Press the button. Right. So, Space Mutiny is a 1988 South African-American space opera science fiction film whose credited director is David Winters and was replaced by Neil Sundstrom during production. Lots of people produced it, but not a lot of information here. Hold on a sec. It was shot in South Africa and stars Reb Brown, Jeffrey Wallbanger, Massive Walnuts, or whatever his fucking name is. Sissy Cameron, aka Hula Hoop Girl. Cameron
Bonnie Langford,
yeah. Cameron Mitchell, aka I Will Work for Food. Well, not anymore.
The most famous person in that film.
Yep. And then James Ryan, who's a South African actor who I can't remember even who he was or where he is, and there's no picture of him. And then finally John Philip Law, who was in this. Apparently he's a famous actor as well, but he played Mr. Washing Machines Live Longer with Calgon.
I knew that name from somewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it takes over the ship, and all your dishwashers are fucking sparkling. Anyway, the film's about a mutiny aboard a generation ship known as the Southern Sun, whose pilot is whose plot is the last chance to stop it. That makes no sense at all. This wiki is written by a buffoon. Hold on 1 second. Pausing.
There will now be a short intermission.
Sorry, I've still got something stuck in my throat. Anyway, Jesus Christ. It's going to be a long night. Right. Yes.
This is penance for choosing this.
Yeah, I'm being force choked for all my hatred of Babylon 5. Anyway, it doesn't even give you a plot beyond that. It's lots of stuff about upon first shooting day, it was announced that director David Winters' father's passed. Being emotionally troubled with funerals to attend, Winters was unable to perform his duties and passed it on to his assistant director. However, he was informed by investors they had agreed to the film only if Winters was the director, and he could face being sued. So he has a credit in the film, even though he never actually filmed anything. After it's released, Winters disowned the film completely. The film apparently has a reputation for being amusingly, unintentionally funny, campy B movie. It has a budget that hasn't been announced, and it has a box office which is even lower. So there you go. I really wish I had more information for you, other than I'm very surprised that they never got sued. Yeah, but we'll get to that in a minute. So, it's my pick for reasons I can't even remember why I picked it now. I think it was the Speed of 3 gag, wasn't it? So we'll go around the table very quickly while I continue to choke off air, and let's find out what everyone thought about it. We'll start with you, Jim.
I thought this was absolutely dire.
Right. Okay.
I've seen some bad films in my time,
Mm-hmm.
and this is actually nowhere near the worst. But for just laziness and incompetence, it's a bit hard to beat.
Yeah. It takes a lot of work.
It certainly does. And just, I mean, I've still no idea what the plot was.
Yeah.
Admittedly, I watched this about 3 weeks ago, and my brain has tried to erase every single memory of it. But I did a refresher course today, and going, "Oh yeah, that happened, didn't it?"
Yeah. Oh
Do
yeah.
you know why? No, I can't really find an answer to that.
No,
Mysteries of the Universe, solved them. Why there's a bunch of dopey tarts farting around in a sub Top of the Pops circa 1972 set? No idea. The Force, maybe. I don't know.
People's space witches, man. That's what you need. That's what you need.
I'd rather just 2 hours of them. They'd be more entertaining. It might have made more sense. Other than the kind of roller disco, dodge 'em car, play the footage backwards nonsense we got strung out with.
Okay. Right. We'll put you down as a maybe then. So, Elton, what about you?
What did I... well, okay. About 3 weeks ago,
Yes.
I started watching this,
Mm-hmm.
and then all of a sudden messages came through saying, nope, can't do it because of this and this and this and holidays and work and stuff like that. I was like, well, thank fuck for that. And I was 20 minutes deep into this. And I was like, do you know what? Thank fuck. Because I was not enjoying it.
No?
And for the next 3 weeks, I was like, oh, I've got to watch that fucking movie, haven't I? Honestly, every single day, it's been, I've got to watch that movie. No, he's not back for 2 weeks, so it's fine. It's fine. I can forget about it. Don't have to worry about it.
Got another reprieve.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
If this goes on any longer, like the sabbatical, then maybe we forgot we put this on the docket and we start all over again with like a welcome episode again. Maybe we'll do that.
Well,
But no, didn't happen. No, still had to bloody watch this thing. I really struggled. I'll be honest. This is the first time I've ever thought, do you know what? Maybe I'm doing something this week.
You thought you were gonna skip it.
I nearly fucked it off. I was that close because it was utter bollocks. I really struggled. It struggled to keep my attention to the point where some points it happened. I missed the gag of Speed of 3.
Yes.
So did I. I
Well-
didn't hear that at all.
Well, in fairness, the Speed of 3, as I later found out, came from the MST3K watching of the film.
Ah,
And it
okay.
happens when they jump in the little C5s and put the helmets on, and then basically go off on what is clearly a pedal bike with some
Right,
cardboard around
okay.
it. So they jump in the back, and then he sort of goes, "Put on your helmet," and then someone goes,
Put your helmet on. We'll be reaching speeds of 3.
so.
Right, okay.
Yeah, I didn't realise that at the time, but I realised I obviously had seen the MST3K from somewhere.
Right, okay. But I really struggled with it. Really, honestly struggled. This was a chore, and films shouldn't be a chore. I was wondering why Bonnie Langford was in it. I was wondering why Courtney Love was in it. I was wondering why a man with a fake beard was in it. I just couldn't understand it.
The geezer from the was it Bonanza or was it High Chaparral? I can
It's
never
High
remember.
Chaparral.
High Chaparral.
High
Right,
Chaparral.
okay.
Cameron
You could just-
Mitchell.
You could just imagine him going, I was in fucking High Chaparral. You know this, don't you?
I was
You
in
know,
Cockle
what is
Shell
this
Heroes.
bollocks? What is this bollocks you'll get me to talk about? What is this? What is
Listen,
this stuff on a
lady,
piece of paper?
Doctor, fuck
Yeah.
off. Shut up.
Listen, lady, doctor. Listen, doctor.
Listen here, lady. I'm a doctor.
Listen here,
Listen
mate.
here, you fucking doctor.
Yeah, those sandwiches ain't gonna make themselves. Get back in the kitchen.
Oh.
That's what I expected.
Jesus.
I'm glad
Every
there
single
was a
time.
link. I'm glad there was a link between The Power of the Dog and this with the hula hoops. So thank you very much for doing that.
You're welcome. It was thematic. That was where I
Mm.
started from, to be
I like it.
honest.
Let's see if we can keep that going, eh, Darren? Hmm?
Yeah.
Yeah, hula hoops. Can you include a hula hoop in your choice? I'm going to guess that's an answer is no.
Yeah. Okay. To sum it up,
Yeah.
I really, really struggled with this. This was an absolute ball acher. This was a ball breaker. I nearly threw in the I'm sick Joker card on this
Yeah.
one.
Well, I think going forward for some of these, we might have a black ball. Sort of like someone can just go, no, I'm not even bothering with this anymore. I've tapped out, and that could be a discussion in and of itself, can't it? When did you tap out? Why did you tap out?
How many black balls do we get?
One a year.
Oh, one. Oh,
One a year.
Yeah, not every
we-
time
can
I
we-
put a movie on, Darren. You're not going to get away with it that easy.
Can I
Can we
black ball
just
myself?
shave bits off the black ball and say, here's
No.
a sliver.
Then
I
you're only
didn't watch
allowed
the
to.
last half
Then you're only
hour.
no. You're only allowed to skip a slither. Then. Anyway, yeah. I actually one
Right.
thing I was going to say was forget it. I don't need this. About 15 times. Every time someone said, "Doctor, forget it. I don't need this. Forget it. I don't need this." Anyway, done.
Or is it,
I don't need this.
yeah. He went from, well, I couldn't do anything about it.
I don't
Every I'll tell you what. Oh, sorry, I'll shut up. Sorry. it's
No,
not my
go
turn.
on. No, it's all right. Elton said his
No,
piece, I
it's-
suspect.
It's your turn now.
It's
Go
my
on in.
turn.
Over to you, mate.
What did I think of it?
Mm.
It was shit. It made no sense. Nothing made any sense. Nothing at all. It's supposed to be a generational ship, yet apparently they could call for help. Who from? who are you calling help from? What does it matter if you've broken galactic universal law? Where's the space fuzz? Who's coming out
Yeah.
to deal with it?
Yeah.
Nobody. Fuck all's coming to deal with it.
And if you're that deep in space, how are the pirates catching up with you?
Exactly. I mean, Jesus H. Christ. I mean, the whole thing hinges around fucking Bob Dylan and the fucking Jazz Hands Collective who come on board. There's a woman. Did you notice that the Messiah was there as well? Right? Because there's a person that gets killed, right? And then in the next scene, she sat back at her terminal.
Oh God, yeah, I noticed that.
So it's like that's a resurrection right there.
Is that the naked lady?
No, the one who
this is
gets shot outside the
My
disco.
name is Ensign Bobsled or whatever her fucking name was.
Bobsled.
I don't know. Yeah, when the bloke calls her up and says, "Hey, I've been going through all this paperwork shit, and apparently there's some explosives missing."
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
and
The
yeah,
pilot.
yes,
Yeah.
Mm.
that's
hold
right.
on.
It's like that was a bit of a pointless thing to say, wasn't it? You know, he's phoned her up. He knows who he's phoning. And she's like, "Hello, my name's Janet Jobson, chief
Flight officer.
chief flight officer Ellen
Janet
Ripley."
Johnson.
Yeah.
Janet Relin Ipley of the
Yeah.
of the Sun Lounger or whatever the fuck it was called. I don't know. The Sun Lounger.
The Sunshine Coach.
The Sunshine. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Full of fucking window lickers. There we go. But it makes no sense. As I say, generational ship. Really? So you've taken the generational ship through places that are already inhabited by your own people. What is the point of that? Is that like
It's
just
just
a
reverse.
yeah?
Yeah.
It's about as pointless as taking a fucking Zeppelin over to America these days, isn't it? You know,
Yeah.
it's like
Basically, they're on a big
for?
bus. That's all it is.
Yeah. It's a coach tour. It's a National Express. That's what it is in space.
Express.
Yep. It'll make you smile. So, yeah. But the hero, and every time somebody gets hit, and they play the same noise, I laughed. I laughed at that. That was the thing I found funny, was people in pain in this film, right? I was laughing at people getting punched. It's not even, they couldn't even afford the Wilhelm fucking scream, for fuck's sake.
God, no.
Right? They
No.
couldn't even afford that. They've got
Like- Well, you say they couldn't afford anything. I mean, let's be honest. They say later on, where's Leah gone? Oh, she's in her favourite place. Where's that? The garden. And then you go there and there's a piece of fucking green lino just stuck on the floor, and you can even see the wrinkles in it. And apparently they're having sex in the fucking greenhouse. And as he turns over, you see
space dogging.
Exactly. You can see half a ton of pipes sitting beside them, and there's the piece of green lino as he rolls over, all kind of creases up and folds up. It's like that's not a garden. It's not a garden. That's
how are they exactly supposed to get anything done when they keep watching reruns of fucking Battlestar Galactica as well? They all go to the big. You see them that one bit where they all shuffle over to the big screen TV in the meeting room round the corner. And I remember this one. You remember this one here? This is from the first. Yes, it's a pilot. Look, here we go. See that? Yeah.
The scientist who's coming in on the shuttle. From where?
Yeah.
It's
You know
a
what?
generational ship.
I love that bit where they just fucking just give up. They stop even trying, and they run the film of the Galactica in the right direction. That's it. It's like they're not even trying anymore, are they? It's like
But it's like at first it's kind of, if we show this backwards, people might not recognise the Galactic. Yeah. Then later on, we need a space battle, but it doesn't work if we show it backwards. We better show it forwards.
Yeah.
It's like,
Well,
fucking
What are
kidding
we going
me?
to call What are we going to call these ships? Stingers. No, we need something else. Let's call them Vipers.
Yeah,
Let's do
that's
that
it.
as well, shall we? Yeah, and I'll tell you what, right? No, but we can't call them that because Battlestar. No, listen, no. The difference between our Vipers and their ones is our ones, the actual cockpit is the size of someone's fucking living room, right?
It's the Red October designer strikes again, isn't it?
Exactly, yeah. It's was it Robo Jocks or whatever the fuck it was? The asylum one,
Atlantic Rim.
Atlantic Rim, where they had someone's living room as
all three cockpits. All they did was change the colour of the light strip around the outside edge.
They did a job lot of sofas from IKEA, and then they just kept switching the sofas around to show the different robots.
I like the fact that part of this spaceship was very clearly a disused warehouse in the middle of the daytime.
Yeah, with a window looking out into the car park.
Yes.
That was the best bit. It's like,
The same doorway caught fire about 4 or 5 times.
Oh, but that wasn't, was it? That wasn't a car park. That was a digital representation. It was the polo deck. That's what it was. Because we can't say holodeck because we'll get done. I'll tell you what. Why don't we try and do a bit of Star Wars? We won't call her Leia, right? We'll call her Leah.
Yeah, we just take the eye out in the credits.
Exactly. Which is called a Leah, not Leia. Leah.
Yeah,
right, and that's it. We've sorted it. Right, that's your copyright sorted. And just don't forget, keep running those spaceships backwards, right? Because we could pretend that the cockpit. No, it's a different design because like the bridge is at this end with all the lights on it.
Yeah,
and the pointy bit at the back is the super duper engine. Right, it's not no, that's not where the people sit. They sit up this bit, right? Okay, yeah, they get
There's
a bit
bits
of
at the front that aren't rockets; they're just big torches because space is dark.
That's it. Yeah, and these are not Sinclair C5s. These are just giant shoes, like the giant Heelys. That's what they are.
I love
the
fact that with that racing that chase the first chase, they only had one bit of corridor, so they kept going down and going right.
Yep.
And it's like, go down the corridor, turn right. Go down the corridor, turn right. Go down the corridor, turn right. It's like after the fourth time, you have to start wondering if they're going around in circles, and then you suddenly notice it's actually the same piece of footage, except they just reverse the camera. It's like the fuck.
Man, I'll tell you the actual. I mean, I've not seen a car chase that exciting since Death Race 2000. I really haven't. I'm talking about the original.
The second robot shoe chase, the pedalo shoe chase. The second pedalo shoe chase was the best one when it was like going like about 4 miles an hour, and they were trying to do the speeder bike thing of having them bashed together.
I'll tell you what,
very slowly.
Yes,
there's a Doctor Who robot missing its shoes.
Don't, the sellotape will fall off.
Yeah, bump slowly. We'll speed it up in post.
Yeah.
Oh,
they reminded me of Mr. Silly from the Mr. Men, where he used to drive a car around like a shoe, didn't he?
Yeah,
that's what I was getting vibes for.
That's it. You've uncovered it. It's the Mr. Men universe.
And of course, there was a nice nod to Speed Racer in there as well with the bad guy. I've done a bad thing. Ha ha. Ha ha. Ha ha. Ha ha. Oh look, it's a tic tac on the back of a mouse. Ha ha. I've just eaten a sandwich. In an evil way.
Yes. I'm in charge of all 200 soldiers on board this ship.
So let me get this straight. There's only 200 sort of let's call them. All right, we'll call them enforcers. All right, we'll call them enforcers, not just Dave from down the pub. Right? Okay,
it's the same three guys with just different fucking balaclavas on,
with the masks on. Right? with these, what were those masks for? Seriously, in the balaclava, were they a safety balaclava? Is that what they were? Is that in case they fell off the mobile shoes? Is that what it was? Yeah, they don't need a crash helmet. They've got balaclavas on. They're fine, right? They're super all right. They'll be well protected in that lot.
Yep. Oh God. Well, I mean, if you want to start talking about the costume, what about the when Leia or Leah? When she lures over one of her torturers, gets him to take his trousers off.
Kink shames him. That's terrible.
King shames him.
King shames him.
Then kicks him in the bollocks, knocks him over, and then next thing you see, she puts on his clothes and it fits her perfectly, and she's like about 300 pounds lighter than him and about 3 foot shorter.
Yeah, but it's all about accessories, Lee. All right, okay. If you accessorize and you know, if you accessorize correctly, you can make anything work. Yeah, right. That's it. That's you know, that's the trick. I love that bit where they put on the disguises and then they get found out straight away, and they're like, "Oh, well, this is bollocks, isn't it?" And they just take them off, and continue through the ship. That blows. Where's your ID? It's like, how did you know? It's not like you don't recognise us, is it? Because you can't see our fucking faces.
It's the only enforcer with tits. Quick, get them.
Some mysterious women have come on board. Oh, I love that bit when they do the dream sequence, right, for that bloke, and they do all the jazz hands, right? Okay, so they're giving this some serious jazz hands, right? Okay, and then the bloke comes to the door to that woman. The woman goes to touch his face, and then you hear somebody go, "Oi, they're off limits," and that's the door shut. And he goes, "I was just that was it."
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. Hang on. No, no.
This is fucking great editing. What? I need to know. I've got to get the show Bible now.
Oh God. Yeah.
What was he? What was he just? What was he just about to do?
I don't know.
What was the point? What was the point of bringing him there? What was the actual point?
I don't know what the point
What
of
was the point of
Point
anything
off
in this? It
limits.
was just so fucking weird. Of kind of.
Oh God. Oh.
It was just. What? I need to know.
I
I would have died not knowing because my spirit roamed the planet going, I have no idea what he was going to do.
Yeah. Hold on, I was just about. I love the fact that every time they mentioned those space witches, right up until you first saw them, even over the tannoy or the computer or anything, it was always go. The single female survivors who call themselves Valerians. I mean, you can't get that kind of quality writing anywhere.
You can't, can you?
But, it was like,
Hey everyone, they're single, they're female, they're called Valerians, they're down in the basement.
Oh, they're a bit sexy, aren't they? Oh.
You haven't seen them yet, but they're down there. Watch out. Oh.
I'm not saying go down there. But
What I'm
what I'm
saying-
saying is go down there.
yeah. Oh God, what the thing with the spaceships, right? Let's just get for the spaceships. You're talking about the running the fucking Galactica in reverse, and then the shuttle goes past when you first see the shuttle, and it's got Galactica literally written across the entire hull.
Yep. Yeah. I kept watching those bits, thinking, are they going to show the word Galactica on the side of one of the
literally
launch tubes?
the second shot of the entire film. I thought, oh, this is a bit blatant. Fucking hell, it's literally gone past with the word Galactica written on the side in a stencil.
The only thing they didn't do from Battlestar Galactica was go into the Cylon ships where you saw all three of them driving around. And they didn't have that shot, did they?
Yeah.
By your
My
command.
Where they look over their shoulder.
No, by your command.
How are they expecting us to shoot anything when our eyes bounce backwards and forwards like ping pong balls?
It's okay. They're only expecting the enemy to come through the door. They won't expect us to come through the extractor fan on the ceiling there. Let's do that, shall we? Okay, but then we'll conveniently forget about that in about 5 minutes, and that'll never happen.
Walking forward slowly by your command.
Yes.
Clunky. I mean, I wrote down a little list yesterday, right? Just a little list. Firstly, I'd like to bring up the fact that David Ryder, or Chunky McFuzzbucket as I called him at one point, David Ryder was verified on the spaceship security system, which turned out to be a IBM 386, and they stuffed a frozen yogurt voucher into a floppy disk.
They did.
Oh, God.
The second thing I wanted to bring up was what the fuck was the disco all about? And
God,
It's so the main one of the main characters could play with their disco ring.
euphemism.
Well, she wanted him, and she said, you better put a ring on it.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh God. Hold on.
So she did, and yeah.
There you go.
Oh, look at the sexy way I rubbed this ring over my arse.
And not to age shame anyone, but she was supposed to be the younger daughter, the youngest, prettiest lady on the thing. But am I right in thinking she was in her 40s?
No, we did remark on that when we watched it. Going, isn't she a bit old to be your youngest daughter?
Well,
I thought she
space
was
takes
his
its
auntie.
toll, Because Cameron Mitchell is like in that his
about
character's only 24. Right? Their families. It's well known in their family. They look a bit, older than they actually are.
Yeah. I mean, the one thing I was kind of interested in was how they managed to escape from the enforcers, if you can call them such a thing, by literally standing to the left of a sliding door and expecting everyone to run off to the right.
But that's exactly what they did. So that was great strategic thinking on the behalf of Chunky McFudgebucket or whatever his fucking name was.
Lard Brickwall.
Yeah, something like that.
But what was the actual point of the space witch? Does anybody even have a foggiest?
I think they saw, or someone read Dune and also read something else and was like, do you know what? These would be nice and mysterious. And then obviously someone went down to Argos and got the old plasma balls, where in 1988 they were like the rage, weren't they? Nobody really had one in their house. And now we've all had them and they've all been and gone and they look shit.
Yes. Well,
do you know what?
Now they look shit. Yeah, that's just... Go on. Sorry.
I think if you have to describe this film, how it goes to someone, I think you could say it's like Star Wars and Die Hard, but done shit.
Yeah.
For both films. Yes.
I'll be honest with you. The one person I feel most sorry for is the conspirator whose name I'm just about to dig up, which was what's his name? Fucking Engineer Parsons, who was killed by a walking stick from Leggy Mountbatten.
Yes.
Because he literally sat there surrounded by conspirators who were going to take over the ship. And he went, I can't let this stand. I will have to report this. And then was shocked, nay, stunned when all of the conspirators who were actually sitting around him beat fuck out of him, and then Leggy Mountbatten stabbed him through the heart with a fucking walking stick.
Well, there was also that thing he didn't manage to pass on to anyone else when he died in the end. You know, the Engineers Parsons project.
Alan Parsons walking stick. Yeah, but yeah,
stabby stick.
Stabby
Parsons.
Stick. Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the whole point? The one thing I didn't quite get. I mean, apart from all of it,
all of it.
Yeah, which bit are we talking about now?
Right. If it's a generation ship, and if they're in the middle of absolute...
Bruce Forsyth was nowhere to be seen.
No,
good guy.
Well, you say that.
Leading
I
the
thought,
ship.
No, he was downstairs doing the freezing, wasn't he?
Oh, he was it? Nobody comes down here. Would you like a tour? Have a cup of tea?
Yes.
What are these things? These are my sext. I mean, these are bodies on ice. Oh, they're not sex.
I haven't touched them. No,
I haven't pulled.
There's
them.
a fingerprint in one of them, like ice cream. No, that wasn't me.
That's freezing film. There's no other reason for it. No,
I have to use my hands to put it on, you know.
I have to apply
it's a tough job, but someone's got to do it.
It's moisturising cream. Honestly, we have to keep them moist.
Swear to God.
Nobody comes down here except me.
This one's got an erection.
Yes.
Nope. Just cover that up. That's where I hang my hat.
Yeah, that's how he was frozen. he was frozen, falling over. But I just love the fact that he turns around, sits down, and goes, "Well, let me spell out to you the entire plot, and of course the conspiracy theory, which I am obviously a part of. Would you like a cup of tea?" And then they all fuck off, and he comes back, and then the bad guy, old Calgon, comes in and goes, "What happened?" And the bloke goes, "Yes, I told them everything. Lovely couple." And it's just like, you what? Have you lost your fucking mind?
Really?
Yeah, really? Yeah. It was oh god.
Why? The whole plot line is weird though. It's kind of okay. We need a Star Wars ripoff. We're not going to have like I don't know, like Terry Floorwalker versus Darth Hoover fighting the intergalactic tyranny. We'll have a story about some petty bollocks of a mutiny where everyone's against each other, and it's kind of what?
Yeah, or when they uncover the conspiracy, everyone just sits up in the basically in the bridge, goes, "Oh yes, now that Lieutenant Lamont is dead, you old lard chunk bucket have been promoted to her job," and then it cuts, and everyone's having a fucking cocktail party.
Yep.
And then it's
then
like,
they have another disco.
Then they have a disco, and everyone's sort of just chilling out. And it's like, oh yeah, well, Calgon will appear at some point. It's like, he literally runs your fucking security team. Wouldn't you be slightly concerned? No, let's celebrate this party with loads of scantily clad ladies in swimwear.
There was one bit that did make me chuckle. You had the commander, which wasn't the commander out of Battlestar Galactica. No, sirree, not a chance. No, thank you very much.
Nope.
Yeah,
definitely not.
Yeah, we went from We went from Bonanza to the High Chaparral for our old men.
Yeah. But there was a moment where
actually, hold on, wait a minute. There's the connection.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So you had Blokey from the High Chaparral.
Yeah.
And in Battlestar Galactica, of course, you had Lorne Green from fucking Bonanza.
That's what I said. Yeah, that's right.
Both shows being very, very similar themselves.
Yeah.
Fuck me. Is there no end to ripping off shit as well?
Nope.
No.
None
the
whatsoever.
High Crapparel. That's what I'm going to call this film.
Go on now.
there was a moment where all hell was what they would like to call as all hell was breaking loose, where they were shooting each other with PVC pipes.
Oh yes.
And God, they were fucking dreadful, weren't they?
Yeah, the Nintendo bazooka gun.
Yes,
yeah.
that's
Can I
it.
have a teeny tiny bazooka, please?
But there's a man walking around with like some sort of homemade flamethrower, which only goes about 3 inches, which looks. It's like I'm just burning flies. There's flies in the middle of this room. I just need to remove them from the middle of the room. But all hell is breaking loose, and then it cuts back to the officers' mess or wherever it is. They're watching it all on TV, all unfold, and the big boss, I forget his name. He goes, war. Dear. No, nobody ever wins from it. Yeah. And he's just like sighing. He's like, yes, Commander, you're right. Yes, war. We shouldn't be doing it, should we? It's like, what the
that war, eh? Almost do it in the Father Dougal voice. Huh, that war, eh, Ted?
No, I'm not so keen on it myself, Ted.
Sorry, Father, I'm a bit busy. I don't have time for the war.
I was going to say, what was it about crashing a spaceship into a docking bay that would make them divert into obvious pirate facilities when a pirate system? What was that all about?
That's another thing as well, isn't it? Right. Okay. So, So you want to get off the ship. So what's the first thing you think you're doing? Yeah. You fucking destroy any means of getting off that ship whatsoever. That worked better than I thought.
Once everyone works out my plan, which is to take everyone to the pirate vessels, it's like, right? Why?
We've been traveling for too long.
I'm not going to die on this ship. I'm going to blow it. I'm going to blow it up, sabotage all its systems, and then die on this ship.
Many people have come to me and said, "Are we there yet?"
For the last 30 generations.
Every 2 minutes. Are we there yet? I need to go for a wee. Can we stop and go for a wee? We just left a place. We can't now. We're on the M25. We're stuck. There's no services for 15 light years.
All the bogs on level 20 are all blocked up as well.
We've run out of those sucky sweets that are on the little tin with the powder all over them. We ran out of those about 4 planets ago.
We start eating the blue urinal sweets as well. They're quite nice if you stop thinking about what they actually are.
You're bored, aren't you? You're bored. Let's play a game. I spy with my little eyes. Have we beginning with S? Stars. Yes! Well done.
Space. You bastard. Oh God! I spy with my little eyes something beginning with L. Is it a copyright lawsuit? Yes.
Gee, is it Galactica? No, shush.
Nope. Galactica wants that. No.
Oh, we know no
this is the
Galacticon.
Gattle Star Galactica. Yeah. That's what that is. That's a cattle star.
Cattle stump Galactica chocolate or something. Look, a monkey, and then run away. What? By the way, was anyone else really concerned where it was, what sort of turn it was taking when magic voiceless witch from Pan's People started doing her personal, started doing her own personal service for Cameron Mitchell, imparting the knowledge when he was just sitting there on his bed, and then all of a sudden she appeared, and I thought, oh no, we're not going
to kill him. You know that, don't you? Oh, you're not going. Right? Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Sorry,
You won't take it.
Yeah.
You could literally see people off to the side with like defibrillator paddles, just waiting in the wait. Oh, Cameron's got a stiffy. Hold on, quick!
He's got one of them fighter pilot suits just to bring his blood back down to his legs.
Yeah, squeezing him like a tube of toothpaste as he's slowly.
Stop arousing him!
God, look at him. He's like a desiccated coconut. Look at him. Just push the buttons. Oh God, it was just the thing of, you have now been imparted the knowledge, and it's like,
yeah,
what knowledge about what?
What, of London? Am I a black cab driver now?
Exactly.
Do you know what? I think one of the greatest lines in that film is, "No one can enter her." That's it. That goes now. Are we talking about the ship or some? Yeah. Oh, you're talking about the ship. Okay.
You are talking about.
You're talking about the ship.
Yes,
right.
Yes.
Okay.
Cool. And I mean, were we supposed to be waiting for a sequel? When
I've opened my eyes and you're surprised now, aren't you?
Yes.
Because this has never been done before. When this film came out, well, very little films have been doing this, so we're quite ahead of our time, actually. So fuck you. Yes.
Why did them bumper cars explode?
Because
cardboard
why not?
is very flammable.
Yeah. Chipboard. I tell you, when you get chipboard up to a certain speed, friction can take hold.
Like when we rub two sticks together as a Boy Scout.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
some balsa wood wrapped in some tinfoil, covered with a light covering of petrol. That's why. Gives it a sheen. Yes, it does. Yes. What could possibly go wrong?
Yes. Oh God. Yeah, but I was noticing here in the facts and figures and trivia on IMDb, the movie was filmed mostly in a factory warehouse.
Really?
Fucking
really?
shit. Yeah.
Wow.
Aware that numerous large windows with daylight pouring through would spoil the illusion of being on a spaceship, the cinematographer used colour filters to give them sunlight an orange-red look, and asked the director to insert a line explaining that the windows were part of the engines. Unfortunately, the film lab processing mistakenly corrected the colour back to sunlight. So literally, the film processing people went, "That don't look right. Hold on, we'll fix that." No need to thank us.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. You can see the car park outside now.
Just one of the many services we give for free. Yeah.
Oh God.
Who the fuck's done this? Right, let's press the button that corrects it.
Yeah, we can fix this. You can see what they've done. They've turned the contrast up too high on the orange filter. We'll fix that. Don't worry. We'll
Easy day, chaps. Let's go to the pub. Our job is done.
Oh God. Yeah. Did you know, by the way, I've also noticed in the trivia the old chunk lump bum, and Princess not Princess Leia of the planet Retire-Alon.
Yeah.
They were actually married.
Balderrand. Yeah.
Balderrand. Yeah. Yeah, they were married. Which
Really?
makes me wonder why the sex scene lacked any chemistry whatsoever, and I was more interested in that piece of green lino that they were lying on.
No.
Yes,
There you go.
there you go.
Are they still married?
I don't think
Maybe
she's...
not after this movie.
Yeah, once she realised her career went down the toilet because of this stupid film.
So you're saying this is what I'm going to be known for
Forever.
This is it. Just this.
If you go to
Hula hooping
IMDb,
and flashing my muff.
oh dear. If you go to IMDb and tap on the red brown thing and go to the photos, there's pictures of him dressed up as Captain America.
Oh God, yes, he was in a really shitty
Oh, my
Captain
God.
America movie.
Was he? Oh, was he
Yes.
that Captain
Is
America?
he the one with the
Yeah.
motorbike helmet on?
Yep,
Yeah.
yep, that's the one.
That was
That's
him.
The one.
The
Yep.
one where his face is literally smeared against the mask because the mask is like 45 times too small, and it was clearly built for a child. And his nose is like this.
So Chip Flangehammer was Captain America as well, then, yeah?
When Captain America poses my tissue. Oh, those who oppose the closest shield must yield.
I think you tied my mask too tight.
You pulled the string too hard, motherfucker. I'm gonna have a bark there.
No, I said I need to go for shit.
My eyes are squeezing. My eyes are squeezing like toothpaste through the eye holes on the mask. What fucking I'm doing?
Seen that bit in Flash Gordon where Clytus dies and the fucking eyeball? That's me. I don't feel like that.
You're
Fucking-
garrotting my fucking head.
I can see round corners thanks to this fucking Titans and fucking mask.
I've got a deviated septum. I can go underwater down to 8 miles now. Oh God! Fucking picture of him. Straight across his face. It's like when you do that gag on the kids where you put cling film across a door.
Again with the King film.
It's got into the cling film. Oh God! Oh Jesus! Oh, we gotta do that, Captain America, if only for that fucking mask. Oh, I'm gonna do this all day.
Passing my snealed. You're snealed? You're snealed.
Zimmo. Oh, right. Wow.
Don't die.
No, I'll try not to. Not before we've uploaded this. Someone has to have a record of this pile of shit.
Oh, man.
By the way,
there's a picture of him as Captain America on a motorbike,
That's the one.
flying in the air.
it looks like looks like the thing that's attached his motorbike to the fucking hang glider is at the top of his head. So he's got the mask pulling his face down, and he's got a 6-foot pole going on the top of his head, and he's hanging his entire body weight off his chin. Oh God! Oh, that's going on the docket. I'm sorry, it's got to happen. Captain America.
Oh, it's funny you should say that because this week I've chosen.
Oh, Jesus. Oh.
We'll have to do like that Captain America and the old Spider-Man one.
Oh, I'll tell you what, we're going to do the shit Avengers, right? Okay,
Oh.
when they bring out the next Avengers film, what we'll do is we'll do the David Hasselhoff, Nick Fury and Shield,
Yes.
right? We'll do the the David Bowie or the Zoe Bowie Daredevil.
Yes.
If it actually exists, if it's out there. We'll do the Doctor Really Strange. The Captain America one as well.
Yep,
we'll
the
choose one of the
two
ones.
crap Captain America ones.
Yeah, Captain America 2,
Wasn't there-
Death
no,
Too
hold
Soon.
on, there were 3, weren't there? Because there were 2 with the motorcycle helmet, and there was one with the sort of proper sort of.
There was one with which had what's his name? Oh, Jonathan Frakes as Captain America.
Was there?
Yeah. You're welcome. You can look that up. Yeah, but then there's also the TV movie of the Hulk meets Thor.
Oh God, yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
There's
yeah.
3 Hulk TV
we'll have
movies. You need
Spooderman
Daredevil
as well.
as well.
Yeah, Spooderman.
Spider-Man. Oh,
Love Spider-Man.
was it Nicholas Hammond Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah.
Let's do that one. The one where he always seemed to be crouching to walk around everywhere. He always has to have his hands out, crouching.
The one where he's because the elastic's gone on his elastic's gone on his
Desperate for a
pajamas.
piss.
Oh, I love that, the Kenny Everett one,
Yeah.
where Spider-Man swings through the toilet window and he goes up to the urinal and it's just like scrabbling for the fucking waistband. And he just suddenly stops and turns around and starts walking away, shaking a foot.
Oh God.
Oh man, yeah.
Well, as much as I hate to ask this question, has anyone got actually anything positive to say about this film? Right, I'll take that.
I never have to watch it again.
Oh God.
Did they do a sequel?
Did
they actually do?
Yes, they did. It was on audio drama released in 2020.
What?
Really?
Yeah, in 2020, the plot of Space Mutiny was adapted into a saga called The Saga of the Fugitive Fleet that served as an unofficial continuation of the original film and merged it into the original Battlestar Galactica series.
Whoa.
I don't know what to say to that.
In the revamped Space Mutiny plot, Calgon is head of fleet security and stages a mutiny designed to divert the fleet from its search for planet Earth because he's part of the Cylons. So there you go.
That is a crossover nobody asked for
Ever
at all.
No.
Yeah.
I don't know how to process that information. Oh, Jesus.
I can't even. No, somebody wasn't sat there one day right during their rectal probing going, you know what we could really do with, didn't you? Because I have some fantastic ideas, like this rectal probing is one of them. I didn't need it done, but fuck it. So yeah, let's do that. Let's release that as an audio drama because that would just add theatre of the mind.
Yeah,
yes,
always works.
Yep.
Right. Normally we would have the feedback for last week's episode this week, but because we got one about this film, and because I figured, which is something that's already happened, which is we've run out of things to say because we can't take the piss enough. I thought, fuck it, we'll have the feedback for this film at the end of this episode. Has anyone got anything more to say about this pile of absolute dog shit? Or should I just go through quickly go through my list of things that I pointed out?
Okay, quickly, did you see the SS badges?
Yes, I did see the SS badges.
It's rather unfortunate, wasn't it?
Okay, so here we go. So this is my quick run through, which says titles look like an intro to Space Quest by Sierra Games on the Commodore 64.
Yeah.
Yep. The Southern Sun is the Galactica filmed in reverse. Why does a space engine have a room that's made in a concrete warehouse? Shuttle even says Galactica on the side. Why is everyone wearing swimsuits? I love the fact that every time the survivors mentioned, they're mentioned as single female survivors who call themselves Valerians. Commander Calgon, washing machines live longer with him.
But your fucking interest will die.
Yeah. Poor Engineer Parsons killed by a walking stick. David Ryder verified by a frozen yogurt voucher stuffed into a 386. Why is Ryder making good with Leah after hating her 5 seconds later? Oh, I got it. quote, he's a shit actor. He says, I forget it, I don't need this, 15 times. What the fuck is going on at this disco? The bumper car chase, they keep going round in circles to the right. A character who's shot and killed outside the disco is back on the bridge when blonde guy walks back through after the random Basil exposition bloke hiding behind or sliding doors. No one will ever see them. Laser colours keep changing. First they're red, then they're blue. By the end of the film, they're yellow. Valerian space magic users who look like Pan's people, Hills Angels, Legs and Co. Cameron Mitchell. Yeah. Cameron Mitchell. Deep cut. Cameron Mitchell was imbued by secrets by a Lycra telepathic member of Pan's people via the medium of dance. Where's Leah? She's in her usual place, the greenhouse, which we've never seen. And the greenhouse is a fucking boiler room with a bit of carpet on it. Worst sex scene ever. Space witches and interpretive dance again. Chaff beef patty kills a guard, wears his costume and doesn't put his face mask on and is surprised when he's discovered. Changing clothes with a 15-stone fat bloke that fits Leah perfectly. Masks were worn, finally, and then didn't work because she has tits and nobody else does. And more interpretive dance. The end. There you go. That's the entire film. I've saved everyone a lot of time there. You're welcome.
Well done.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
So, anyone got any final thoughts?
Well, I made some notes too.
Go on in. Go on, Jim.
My list goes, what? 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 Why? And fuck.
I could have saved a lot of time just cited your ones. I think that would have worked. Oh, Jesus. Lovely. Brilliant. Okay then. Well, I think with that, on that note, I think we'll wrap up the thing, but we'll finish with the piece of feedback from B Cycling, who's on Mastodon, who wrote in to say, 1988 was the year of such sci-fi classics such as Earth Girls Are Easy, Killer Clowns from Outer Space, and Hell Comes to Frogtown, and of course, Space Mutiny. The exciting tale of our hero, David Ryder, a man you'd get if you ordered Dolph Lundgren off of Wish. His girlfriend, who definitely buys her own moisturiser in the mature skin section, and a villain who's a big enough ham to supply a whole deli counter. Watch this movie for the space battles. So exciting you'd think they come from another production entirely. Oh, wait. They do. For crew members who's so dedicated, they still pull shifts after they're dead. For space witches who seem to have been rescued from one of those episodes of Blake 7 written by Kenneth Lee. And for the thrilling high speed, well, okay, medium speed, all right then, low speed, chasing golf carts. Apparently filled with petrol and TNT. In case if anyone's ever seen Space Mutiny as a classic, they were clearly cut off before finishing. What were they intending to say was Space Mutiny is a classic episode of Mystery Science Theater 3000, and I can't wait to hear what you guys think of this. So there you go. Thank you very much for that, Elizabeth. B Cycling over on Mastodon. Yeah, I think that just about sums up. We could have just read that out and saved ourselves a whole heap of trouble.
No, we needed therapy after this, man.
Do you know what? I know it's going to sound weird, but by the end of it, I secretly kind of loved it for how shit it was. I genuinely did. I don't think it's I do hate it. It's a terrible, terrible film, but I got to come away with like, do you know what? They committed to the bit. they had the money, they had the idea, they had 5 minutes in that warehouse, and they were going to fucking use it. And I think you got to admire that on some level. We have those 2 golf carts, and we have some cardboard. Fuck it, we're going to use it. I mean, the fact that they have their terrible chase and then think that's the great way to finish the show off. By having it again, but filmed coming from the other direction, followed by mature section moisturizer lady getting run over by one very slowly, so that she has to jump sideways and go ee. It's like, what? Okay, Yeah, very good. And yes, the explosion, that was fine work. So yeah, I might get the DVD when it comes out. No, I will never get the DVD when it comes out. Right. So there you go. That was Space Mutiny. May God have mercy on our souls. If anybody else has seen Space Mutiny and would like to send in feedback, by all means do so. Send it to feedback@blackdogpodcast.com or leave it on the Facebook group, which is facebook.com/groups/the Black Dog Podcast. Can you tell it's been a while since I've had to read those out?
Yep.
Right, so we'll wrap it up there. And I guess, Darren, it's over to you for your pick of what we're going to be watching next.
Indeed. Right, so what I've picked this week, this is a film I've been waiting to show up on some streaming service or another.
Okay.
Because it's been a while, a good long while since I've seen this. And I know it's been a good long while since you've seen this as well, Lee.
Since I've seen it, okay.
Yeah, because you went to the same school that I did.
Oh, God.
And if you remember, thinking back to history lessons, there was one film that they pulled out to show us what life was like back in Viking times, which was all kind of brill cream and
my God,
and very bouffant hairstyles, apparently. Indeed, you know that tune. What's that sound coming over the fjords? That's my mother calling me. My dinner's ready.
Quick,
yes.
throw Ernest Borgnine to the wolves.
It is indeed the absolute classic, starring Kurt Douglas and Tony Thingy.
Tony Thingy.
Yeah, Tony Thingy, called The Vikings.
The Vikings. Oh,
The Vikings. And it is available to watch for free on Amazon Prime. Tony Curtis, that's the geezer, yeah.
Tony Curtis, the geezer.
Tony Curtis is the the Tony bloke. Yep.
So you're sure it's definitely that? It's definitely that. It's not like the TV show The Vikings or anything.
No. It is actually The Vikings. Now hold on.
Good
Just
Lord.
in case you have to edit this, I'll double check for you.
No, I'm not editing this. We're going right through, man.
Because I've got 4 other films to choose from. Should this one?
No. We're going for it now.
There we go. The Vikings. There we go. The Vikings.
1958.
Yep. There we go. Yep. That's it. 115 minutes.
Directed by Richard Fleischer.
Yep. You can either watch it for free or you can pay for it. I'm not sure why you would want to pay for it while it's like there for free. But yes, and I am so looking forward to seeing this again.
It's going to be a shock, I suspect.
It is.
Kurt Russell with his Kurt Douglas, with his massive fucking eye patch about the size of a small plate.
Oh yes,
sellotape to his head. I always remember that. And then he suddenly goes from like shaggy hair to sort of like this blonde bouffant thing.
Indeed.
Yeah.
I mean the guy Richard Fleischer, director known for such films as Soylent Green, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, Red Sonja, fucking hell, and The Fantastic Voyage as well. Right.
Well, there you go. So here's a quick question then, round the table. Jim, have you seen this before?
I have, yes.
Okay. Are you looking forward to watching it again?
I've not seen this in a long time. I remember seeing this when I was a kid on a Saturday night movie on BBC One, I believe, and being enthralled. Yep. Whether they'll be enthralled again, we'll have to see.
Yes, definitely. What about you, Elton?
No, I've never seen this.
Okie dokie. Well, you know those sort of old 50s sort of Technicolor sort of cinema epics where everyone's standing against the painted backdrop and the music's all swelling up all the time. Yeah, that's where we are.
And it's from the 50s, so they all these Vikings smoke about 20 packets of cigarettes a day as well.
Yeah,
get the brand in, the brand in.
Into the wolves. Throw them in the pit with the wolves.
Indeed,
that's it. Rah! Anyway, right. Well,
after this Elton, the tune of will become very familiar. It will burn itself into your head. And when anybody says, something in my life has passed on and I don't do this anymore, and or my car has been destroyed and I've had to put it to rest, you will send them the entire burial sequence from the Vikings as a mark of respect for that object.
Yeah,
because I've done that a few times now for people who've my car has gone to the breakers yard. That's it.
Yeah, fire. We want fire.
We do.
We need fire. Wow. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. 1958, the Vikings, probably along with a few others, probably our oldest films. I don't think we've done many like this, have we? We've done a couple with the World caught fire, didn't we? Yeah, so
we did, but this one's actually in colour.
Colour?
Anyway, it's colour. Yes, Technicolor.
What was the one with the submarine?
20,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
That's James Mason.
James Mason jar. Yes.
We're going to fight a kraken. Well, actually, it's more of a nautilus. Well, actually, it's closer to being some sort of shellfish. We haven't quite decided yet. The effects aren't finished. Anyway, right. Well, we'll look forward to that, and we will look forward to seeing Kirk Douglas and Tony Curtis. Ha ha ha! Shut your face. And
no.
That was Burt Lancaster, wasn't it? Yeah.
Ha ha ha!
Shut your face.
And
Ernest
that film he was in, The Red Pirate or whatever.
Oh yeah, that's it. And Ernest Borgnine and Janet Leigh, who actually lasts longer than the shower scene this time.
Yes.
So in the Vikings. Right. Well, on that spectacular note, let's move on. It's on Amazon Prime, and now let's move over to Pimp's Corner. So we'll pimp up our other podcasts and stuff. So, Jim, what's going on with Hypnagoria?
Over on my show, I've been doing a series of summer specials looking back on the BBC Two horror double bills.
Mm-hmm.
I've actually uncovered their secret origin, which no one else has discovered so far, to the best of my knowledge, which I'm quite pleased with.
Nice.
And this week there's another stupidly long episode looking at a couple of seasons and going through what films were shown and what they were like, basically.
Nice. I always remember the man from, was it the man from Boggy River or the Legend of Boggy Creek?
The Legend of Boggy Creek. Now that was actually part of another season, not the late night one. There was a strange season, which I will be covering in the next episode, the Monster season, which ran on BBC Two, which had a very motley band of films.
Nice.
Inappropriately scheduled, I think we can say.
Yes, inappropriately scheduled. That's a very good description, actually. Yeah, no, because I always remember seeing the poster for that, or the title card for it, and I'm thinking, ooh, I don't like the look of that. And watching it anyway. But anyway, I don't know. Yes, so cool. Okay, well, and that's all over at hypnagoria.com, yeah?
It is indeed.
Lovely and indeed jubbly. What about you, Elton? What's going on with you, sir?
At the start of this month, before we went on hiatus for a little while, I released the cinema experiences of Shonky Lab.
In other words, you and Darren going, we're not going to moan, however...
we're going to moan, yeah. But
it was funny. It was funny.
Yeah. Yep. And I'm also continuing my journey as Dora across the Great Bear, whatever it is, thing on the Long Dark over on YouTube.
Nice. Cool. I was going to say...
Fucking wolves. Do my fucking head in, honestly.
Nice.
Hey, you do well. You can shoot them and everything.
Yeah.
Cool. Excellent. Darren, apart from appearing on the shonkiest of Shonky Labs, well, I'm not shonkiest of Shonky Labs, the Shonky Lab, anything else?
No. That's it.
Right. That's it then.
My lab has been shonkied out.
You have been shonkied. You have shonkied the shonky. You are shonky. Yes?
Yes.
Right. Brilliant. That's that then. Cool. I've got nothing. As you can tell. So, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for listening. I'm so glad to be back. I'm sure you all are. Maybe. So we'll see you all next week for the Vikings. Until then, take care. Tatty bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Ta-da.
Put your helmet on. We'll be reaching speeds of 3.
Oh, bollocks to it.